U.S. Senate passes spending bill, averts imminent shutdown.
Bringing Vietnamese sailors in the attack on a cargo ship in the Red Sea back home.
Bright prospects for Vietnam's FDI attraction in 2024.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. The U.S. Senate narrowly averted a partial government shutdown on Friday as the chamber approved spending legislation for several government agencies just hours before current funding was due to expire.
The U.S. Senate passed a $460 billion package with a ratio of 75 votes in favor and 22 votes against. This spending package will fund agriculture, transportation, housing, energy, veterans assistance, and other programs through the end of fiscal 2024, ending on September 30th. The bill has now been sent to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. Previously, on March 7th, the U.S. House of Representatives, controlled by the Republican Party, also passed this bill. Although the U.S. has started the 2024 fiscal year for more than 5 months, from October 1, 2023, the country's Congress has still not approved 12 annual spending bills of the federal budget, causing some agencies to the government faces the risk of shutdown from March 9th.
The Department of Finance of Nghệ An province will preside over and coordinate with the units and localities to closely follow the content of the project for the general inventory of public assets, promptly advising the Provincial People's Committee to comply with the decision 213 of the Prime Minister, which has just been issued.
Regarding scope, the project clearly states that there will be a total inventory of public assets at agencies, organizations, units, and infrastructure assets invested and managed by the state nationwide. Specifically, public assets at agencies, organizations, and units according to regulations, except special assets at units of the People's Armed Forces, assets on the list of state secrets, including headquarters jobs, public service establishments, including land use rights to build workplaces, public service establishments, specific fixed assets, other fixed assets. Infrastructure assets invested and managed by the state, excluding assets partially supported by the state with funding, raw materials, etc. for construction investment, are also within the scope of control.
Regarding the case of cargo ship True Confidence incident in the Gulf of Aden, recently, the Department of Overseas Labor Management issued an official dispatch requesting Haiphong Marine Services and Trading Investment Limited Company to coordinate with the Vietnamese embassy in Egypt to support Vietnamese sailors working on ships returning home.
The Department of Overseas Labor Management requires businesses to be responsible for informing the families of deceased seafarers, condolences, and encouragement. Inform the families of the remaining 3 crew members about their health status and accommodation. At the same time, urgently coordinate with the ship management partner and the Vietnamese embassy in Egypt to bring the 3 sailors and the deceased sailor's body back to the country. In particular, completing procedures soon so that sailors can enjoy benefits according to the provisions of international law and labor supply contracts signed with partners. Previously, on March 6th, Vietnamese sailors working on the Barbados-flagged True Confidence cargo ship, which was struck by a Houthi ballistic missile off the coast of Yemen. The incident killed 3 sailors on the ship, one of whom was Vietnamese.
Upcoming are some updated news.
At least 5 people were killed and 10 others injured when airdropped aid packages fell on them in the Al-Shati camp west of Gaza City. The parachute attached to the pallet failed to deploy properly and the parcel fell on a group of men, teenagers and younger children hoping to obtain food and other supplies. The government media office in Gaza confirmed the casualties after the incident occurred on Friday, lambasting the useless airdrops as flashy propaganda rather than a humanitarian service, and calling for food to be allowed through land crossings.
According to the Foreign Investment Agency under the Ministry of Planning and Investment, in the first 2 months of this year, Vietnam drew more than $4.29 billion United States dollars, up 38.6% year-on-year. This continues to be one of the bright spots in the picture of Vietnam's economic growth in 2024. In particular, the Industrial Production Index in the first 2 months of 2024 is estimated to increase by 5.7% compared to the same period last. The whole country has 39.553 valid projects with a total registered FDI capital of over 473 billion United States dollars. The accumulated realized capital of foreign direct investment projects is estimated to reach nearly 300 billion United States dollars, equal to nearly 63.4% of the total valid registered investment capital.
For many days, global gold price has reached a new record. Currently, it is closely reaching an all-time high of 2,135 United States dollars per ounce reached in December 2023. The world gold price continues to increase, combined with fluctuations in supply and demand from people's psychology, causing considerable pressure on domestic gold prices and on the management of the gold market by management agencies. In the current formula for calculating domestic gold prices, world gold prices and exchange rates are key input factors. Besides, supply and demand factors also have an impact on domestic gold prices. According to experts, the current gold price is potentially risky for buyers due to the high difference between buying and selling.
The national criteria for new rural construction for the period 2021-2025 has many new points which are higher level than reality in Nghệ An's localities. Therefore, the process of implementing has encountered many difficulties. However, recently, the national criteria for new rural construction has had many amendments, thereby contributing to solving the difficulties for the localities.
In addition to health criteria, many agricultural criteria were also amended and abolished to suit the actual situation of localities, such as criteria on cooperatives and economic models applying high technology, mechanization, digital technology to trace the origin of agricultural products and consumption.
After amending the set of criteria, some criteria on local agriculture are lighter, especially the people's resources to invest in intensive farming and agricultural production because of large quantity and area. So it is difficult to ensure those criteria, especially the cost.
The set of national criteria for new rural construction in the period 2021 to 2025 has been implemented since 2022. After 2 years of implementation, some targets are no longer appropriate, the norms are high, and difficult to implement. Therefore, currently, the set of criteria has had many adjustments and modifications, of which there are 4 revised criteria and targets for new rural communes, 8 criteria for enhanced new rural communes and 15 revised indicators. The new rural districts criteria for markets, bus stations and other infrastructure are also more open to suit each locality's reality.
It can be said that the Decision 211 on adjusting a number of targets and criteria for building new rural areas for the period 2021 to 2025 has removed difficulties in implementing new rural construction for localities. Currently, in the process of directing the construction of Nghệ An's new rural area in 2024, many contents have been resolved.
By 2025, Nghệ An strives to have at least 337 communes meeting new rural standards, of which 135 communes meet advanced new rural standards, equivalent to 40% of new rural communes. There are 34 communes meeting model rural standards and 11 rural districts. Therefore, the revised set of new rural criteria will create many advantages for Nghệ An to strive to complete the set targets.
The last story just ended our program today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye and see you later.